I watched her walk back into my apartment like she still lived there, and the look on her face when she saw the empty second bedroom told me everything I needed to know about the apology she was about to try. Hey friends, please subscribe and turn on notifications, like this video, and leave a comment with your impressions. This will be a great help. Thank you. We never tire of reminding you. It's all thanks to you. It was a Tuesday morning in late September, and Denver was just starting to show those first hints of fall. I'm 34, work as a logistics coordinator for a medical supply company, and I'd been with Rachel for almost 3 years. She was 31, a graphic designer who worked remotely for a marketing agency out of Chicago. We'd been living together in a 2-bedroom apartment in the Highlands neighborhood for about 18 months. Things had been good, or at least I thought they were good, until about 2 weeks before everything fell apart. That Tuesday morning, Rachel was up earlier than usual, which wasn't typical for her since she usually rolled out of bed around 8:30 and logged on from the kitchen table in her pajamas. But there she was at 6:45, fully dressed in jeans and a blouse I didn't recognize, hair done, makeup on. I was making coffee when she came out of the bedroom, and she seemed almost startled to see me. "Early client call?" I asked, pouring her a cup. She hesitated for just a fraction of a second. "Yeah, something like that. I might be out for a few hours actually. Meeting in person." I nodded, didn't think much of it. But over the next few days, there were more of these early departures, more times when her phone was face down on the counter, more evenings when she'd take calls in the other room. I'm not naturally suspicious, but I'm also not blind. Something had shifted. The breaking point came that Saturday. I was working from home, catching up on some inventory reports at the dining table, when Rachel came out of the bedroom in a dress. Not just any dress, the black one she'd worn to her company holiday party last year. The one she said made her feel confident. It was 2 in the afternoon. "Going somewhere?" I asked. "Meeting up with some people," she said, checking her reflection in the hallway mirror. "Anyone I know?" Another hesitation. "Actually, Trevor's in town for the weekend. A few of us from college are getting together for drinks." Trevor, her ex-boyfriend from her junior and senior year at Boulder. I'd heard stories, seen him in old photos she still had in a box somewhere. They'd dated for almost 2 years before going their separate ways after graduation. I'd never met him, never had a reason to. As far as I knew, they hadn't been in contact. "Oh," I said. "That's nice. What time should I be ready?" She turned to face me, and there was something in her expression I couldn't quite read. "Actually, this is kind of a college crew thing. Just the original group. It would be weird to bring someone who wasn't there, you know?" I set down my pen. "Weird to bring your boyfriend of 3 years to meet your college friends." "It's not like that," she said, but her voice had taken on this edge. "It's just, we haven't all been together in forever, and Trevor specifically mentioned wanting to keep it to just us. The people who were actually part of that time. You wouldn't know anyone. You'd be sitting there while we all talked about people and places you've never heard of. It wouldn't be fun for you, right?" I said slowly. "So I should just stay home." "Don't make it sound like that. I'm just being realistic. This is about reconnecting with old friends, not about you." There it was. Not about you. Like I was some accessory she could pick up or put down depending on the situation. I looked at her standing there in that dress, phone already in her hand, probably texting someone to say she was on her way, and something in me went very quiet and very clear. "Okay," I said. "Have fun." She blinked, maybe surprised I wasn't pushing back. "I'll probably be back late. Don't wait up." "Sure." She left. I heard the apartment door close, heard her footsteps fade down the hallway. I sat there for maybe 5 minutes, just thinking. We'd been talking about engagement for months. Not officially, but in that way couples do when they're circling around the idea. She'd shown me rings she liked. We'd talked about maybe next summer, something small and outdoors. And 3 weeks ago, I'd put down a $1,500 deposit on a ring from a jeweler in Cherry Creek. Custom design, her birthstone accent, exactly what she'd described. The jeweler said it would be ready in 6 weeks, middle of November. I pulled out my phone and called the jeweler. Got the owner, a guy named David who'd spend an hour with me going over design options. "Hey David, it's Colin Hayes. I put down a deposit on a custom engagement ring a few weeks back." "Of course, Colin. It's coming along beautifully. Should be ready right on schedule. I need to cancel the order." Silence on the other end. "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is everything all right? Change of plans. What's the cancellation policy?" I heard papers rustling. "Let me check your contract." "Okay, so you're within the 30-day window." There's a 20% processing fee, but you'll get back $1,200 of your deposit. I can process that today if you want. Please do. Can you email me the cancellation confirmation? Absolutely. I'll have it to you within the hour. I'm really sorry, Colin. Not your fault. Thanks, David. I hung up and opened my laptop. Pulled up the email folder where I kept all our shared household documents. Lease agreement, utilities in both our names, renter's insurance. The lease was up for renewal in 2 months, December 1st. We'd talked about re-signing, maybe even looking for a bigger place. I opened a new email to our property management company. Hello, this is Colin Hayes from Unit 412. I'm writing to inform you that I will not be renewing the lease when it expires on December 1st. Please consider this my 60-day notice as required. Rachel Bennett may choose to renew in her name only, but I will be vacating. Please let me know what steps I need to take regarding the deposit and final walkthrough. Thank you. Sent. Next was the utility company. Electric and gas were in my name, Rachel's name on the internet, and water. I called the electric company, navigated through the automated system, got a human. I need to schedule a disconnect for December 1st. I told the representative. Moving out. Yes. Okay, I can set that up. You'll get a final bill about 2 weeks after disconnect. Anything else I can help with? That's it. Thank you. Gas company, same thing. Then I sent Rachel a text. FYI, gave notice on the lease. Not renewing in December. You can re-sign solo if you want, but I'm moving out. Also canceling utilities in my name effective December 1st. Thought you should know. I looked around the apartment. The furniture was mostly mine from before we moved in together. The couch, the TV and stand, the dining table, the bed frame, my dresser. She'd brought some stuff, decorative things mostly, her desk and chair, some kitchen items. I started mentally cataloging what was clearly mine versus what we'd bought together. Not much in that second category. A coffee maker, some sheets and towels, a bookshelf in the living room. My phone buzzed. Rachel, what are you talking about? Me. Exactly what I said. Lease ends December 1st. I'm out. Rachel, because of today? Are you serious right now? Me. We can talk when you get back. Rachel, this is insane. I'm having drinks with old friends, and you're ending our relationship? I didn't respond. I wasn't ending anything. I was just making the logical choice based on new information. If I wasn't worth including in her life when an ex-boyfriend came to town, then I wasn't building a future with someone who saw me as optional. It was that simple. I spent the rest of the afternoon looking at apartments. Found a 1-bedroom in Capitol Hill, smaller but cheaper, available immediately with first and last month's rent. Called the landlord, set up a viewing for Monday. Then I started packing. Just my stuff, nothing shared, nothing that could be disputed. Clothes, books, my laptop and work equipment, personal documents. I had plastic bins in the hall closet that I'd never unpacked from the last move. Started filling those. Rachel came home around 11 that night. I was in the second bedroom that I used as an office, boxing up my files. She stood in the doorway. What are you doing? Packing. Colin, can we please talk about this like adults? I turned to face her. She'd been drinking, I could tell, but she wasn't drunk. Just loose around the edges. Sure, I said. What would you like to talk about? You can't just decide to end a 3-year relationship because I went out with friends. I'm not ending anything, I said. I'm making decisions based on where we actually are, not where I thought we were. What does that even mean? It means if I'm not worth including when your ex-boyfriend comes to town, then we're not as serious as I thought we were. And I'm not interested in being someone's backup plan. Her face flushed. Trevor is not. We're not. It wasn't like that. It was a group thing. A group thing I wasn't invited to because it would be weird. Because you don't know those people, right? And in 3 years, you never thought to introduce me. Never mentioned I existed. Never suggested I meet this whole important part of your life. That tells me everything I need to know. She was quiet for a moment. Then her expression shifted into something harder. You're being controlling. You're punishing me for having a life outside of us. I'm not punishing anyone. I'm moving out when the lease ends. You're free to do whatever you want. This is manipulative. How is giving you 2 months' notice manipulative? She didn't have an answer for that. Instead, she said, so that's it? You're just going to throw away 3 years. I'm not throwing anything away. I'm recognizing what's already gone. I went back to packing. After a minute, I heard her walk away. Her bedroom door closed. Not slammed, just closed. I kept working. Sunday was tense. Rachel stayed in the bedroom most of the day. I kept packing, methodically sorting through everything. I found the lease agreement and reread the terms. Security deposit was $2,000, split between us when we moved in. I'd paid $1,200. She'd paid $8. The apartment was in good shape. We'd get most of it back. I made a note to request my portion be sent separately. Monday, I viewed the Capitol Hill apartment. Small but clean, hardwood floors, decent light. Landlord was an older woman named Patricia who'd owned the building for 20 years. I filled out the application on the spot, provided references, proof of employment. She said she'd run my credit and get back to me by Wednesday. Tuesday morning, Rachel was up early again. She came out while I was making coffee, and her eyes were red. "Can we please talk?" she asked. "Okay." We sat at the dining table. She folded her hands in front of her, and I could see she'd been rehearsing this. "I think you're overreacting," she started. "I think you're taking one thing and blowing it up into something it isn't. Yes, I went out with old friends. Yes, Trevor was there. But nothing happened. We had drinks, we talked about old times, and I came home. That's it." "Okay," I said. "Okay, that's all you have to say. What do you want me to say? I want you to acknowledge that you're being ridiculous. I want you to cancel whatever plans you've made and admit you're overreacting." I sipped my coffee. "I don't think I am." "Why?" "Because I didn't bring you to one thing. Because you made it very clear that I don't fit into certain parts of your life. And if that's true now, it'll be true later. I'm just saving us both time." Her expression shifted from pleading to angry. "You know what? Fine. Maybe you're right. Maybe you don't fit. Maybe I need someone who's less insecure and more understanding." "Maybe," I agreed. That threw her. She'd expected me to fight back, to defend myself. Instead, I just nodded. "So that's it," she said. "I already gave notice on the lease. I already canceled the utilities. I already put a deposit on a new place." "Yes, that's it." "What deposit?" Her voice had gone sharp. "New apartment. Capitol Hill. Move in December 1st. She stared at me. "You're actually doing this?" "Yes." She stood up fast enough that her chair scraped. "You're unbelievable. You're just going to walk away. You made it clear I'm not part of your full life. I'm just accepting that." "I never said that. You said it would be weird to bring me. You said it wasn't about me. You said I wouldn't fit in. Those are your words, Rachel." She opened her mouth, closed it. Then she grabbed her phone and her keys and left. Didn't say where she was going. Wednesday, Patricia called. My application was approved. She emailed the lease. I signed it digitally, transferred the deposit and first month's rent. Move-in date December 1st, exactly when my current lease ended. I texted Rachel. "Got the new place. Moving December 1st. We should figure out the furniture split and deposit return." No response for 6 hours. Then, "Keep whatever. I don't care." Thursday, Rachel came home with her mother. I was in the kitchen when they walked in, and her mom gave me this look like I'd kicked a puppy. "Colin," she said, her voice dripping with disappointment. "Mrs. Morrison, Rachel told me what's happening. I have to say, I'm very surprised. You two seemed so good together." "Things change," I said. "Over one night out? That seems extreme." I didn't want to get into it with her mother, so I just said, "It's more complicated than that." "Is it?" "Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're being petty." Rachel was standing behind her mother, arms crossed, letting her fight this battle. "I appreciate your concern," I said, "but this is between Rachel and me. She's my daughter. If someone's hurting her, it's my concern too. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm moving out. That's all." Mrs. Morrison looked like she wanted to say more, but Rachel touched her arm. "Mom, it's fine. Let's just go." They left. I assumed Rachel wanted backup, wanted her mother to talk sense into me, shame me into changing my mind. It didn't work. The weekend came and went. Rachel was mostly gone, staying with her mother, I assumed. I used the time to pack more, to sort through the last of the shared items. The coffee maker could stay. The bookshelf too. I didn't need them. Monday, the text started from a number I didn't recognize. "This is Amanda, Rachel's friend. What you're doing to her is cruel." I blocked it. Tuesday, an email from Rachel's cousin. "I don't know what happened between you two, but Rachel is devastated. Is this really necessary?" I moved it to spam. Wednesday, Rachel herself, calling from her mom's phone since I wasn't answering hers. "Colin, please, can we just talk face to face?" "We've talked, Rachel." "No, we haven't. You've just made decisions and shut me out. I gave you 2 months' notice. I've been clear about everything. What else is there to talk about? About us. About fixing this. There's nothing to fix. You wanted freedom to see old friends without me. You have it. I'm just not going to sit around waiting to be optional again. I never said you were optional. You said it would be weird to bring me. Same thing. That's not. She made a frustrated sound. Why are you being like this? Like what? Cold. Heartless. This isn't you. This is me making a choice based on what I want in a relationship. If that seems cold to you, then we definitely weren't on the same page. She hung up. November came. I'd packed most of my things. The apartment looked half empty, my stuff in boxes in the second bedroom, Rachel's things still scattered around. She'd moved back in, but we barely spoke. She'd sleep in the bedroom. I'd sleep on the couch. We moved around each other like strangers. 2 weeks before move out, I got an email from the property management company. They'd inspected the apartment, noted minor wear and tear, and were refunding $1,800 of the $2,000 deposit. I replied asking for the refund to be split. $1,200 to me at my new address, $600 to Rachel. They confirmed. Rachel found out when she got the email notification. She came out of the bedroom with her phone. You're really taking your portion of the deposit? Yes. That's so petty. I paid $1,200. I'm getting $1,200 back. That's not petty, it's fair. We lived here together for 1.5 years, and you're going to nickel and dime the deposit? You're getting your portion back too. I don't see the problem. She made a sound of disgust and went back to the bedroom. The last week of November, I rented a moving van for the day. Had some guys from work help me load the furniture. Couch, TV, dining table, bed frame, dresser, office desk. My boxes and bins. We got everything moved in one trip. The Capitol Hill apartment was smaller, but it was mine. I set up the bed first, then the couch, then my desk. By evening, I was mostly unpacked. December 1st, I did the final walkthrough with the property manager. Rachel wasn't there. I handed over my keys, signed the final paperwork, confirmed my forwarding address for the deposit check. Done. That evening, I was at the new apartment, sitting on my couch with a beer, when my phone rang. Rachel, from her own number this time. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. Colin, it's me. I know you're moved out. I know you probably don't want to talk, but I need you to know that I've been thinking a lot about everything, and I realize I made mistakes. I should have handled things differently. I should have been more considerate. Trevor, that whole thing, it was stupid. We're not even in contact anymore. It was just nostalgia, you know? Old times. It didn't mean anything. And I know I hurt you by not including you, and I'm sorry. I really am. Can we please talk? Please. I deleted the voicemail. 2 days later, she texted, I miss you. I didn't respond. A week after that. Can we at least talk about what went wrong? I deserve that much. I thought about responding, then decided against it. What was there to say that I hadn't already said? She'd made her choice when she decided I was too inconvenient to include. I'd made mine when I decided I deserved better. December was quiet. Work was busy with end-of-year inventory, which was good. Kept me occupied. I went to the gym more, started cooking actual meals instead of takeout, reorganized my whole life in a way that felt cleaner, simpler. Right before Christmas, I got an email from an address I didn't recognize. Subject line, please read. It was from Rachel. Long, rambling, emotional. She'd been in therapy. She'd realized she had commitment issues. She'd been scared of how serious we were getting and had sabotaged things. Trevor had been a distraction, a way to feel young and free again, but it had backfired. She'd lost me, and now she was alone, and she understood what she'd thrown away. She wanted another chance. She knew she'd messed up. She'd do anything to fix it. I read it twice, then moved it to trash. January came. New year, new start. I went to a Nuggets game with some coworkers, joined a rec basketball league, started dating casually. Nothing serious, just coffee here and there, learning how to be single again. Mid-January, I was at a coffee shop in Lodo on a Saturday morning, reading the news on my phone, when someone slid into the chair across from me. I looked up. Rachel. She looked different. Tired, maybe. Thinner. Her hair was shorter. Hi, she said. Hi. I've been trying to reach you. I know. And you've been ignoring me. Yes. She flinched like I'd slapped her. Can we talk? Just for a few minutes. I glanced around the coffee shop. Public place. Saturday morning. I had nowhere to be. Sure, I said. She took a breath like she was steadying herself. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. And I know you probably hate me. I don't hate you. Then why won't you talk to me? Because there's nothing to talk about. We're done. We've been done since September. But we don't have to be. I've changed. I've been working on myself. I understand now what I did wrong. Good, I said. I'm glad you're working on yourself. So we can try again? No. Her eyes filled. Why not? Because I don't want to. Because I spent 3 years with someone who saw me as optional, and I'm not interested in going back to that. I don't see you that way anymore. Maybe not. But I've moved on. To someone else? To a life where I'm not waiting around to be included. She wiped her eyes. I still love you. I hope you find someone who makes you happy, I said. And I meant it. No anger, no bitterness. Just the truth. She sat there for another moment, then stood up. I guess this is really it. Yeah. Okay. She nodded, more to herself than to me. Okay. She walked out. I watched her go, finished my coffee, and went on with my day. There was a Nuggets game that night. I had good seats, and I was meeting some friends for dinner first. Life was good. Simple. Mine. If you've got a story like this or just want to share your thoughts, drop a comment below. I read them all.